I'm Dan with Consequence of Sound. We're sitting here with Travis and Porter from Atreyu. How you guys doing today?
Doing well. Doing very well.
Fantastic. Yourself?
Awesome. Doing great. It's really hot, but
It's a bit warm.
Yeah.
Ooh, jinx. See,
Yeah.
we have shorts. This is a very seldom thing in my world,
Yeah.
as you can see with the color of my legs here.
Jeans
you
were a
chose,
mistake,
you chose the
so
jeans route.
It was
it's impressive.
It was a mistake.
But you're in the
Brave
shape.
soul.
Yeah. So, guys, you put out In Our Wake last year. Can you talk to us a little bit about the record?
It was produced by John Feldmann, who we've previously worked before on our Lead Sales Paper Anchor record. The writing process this time around was a bit different. Normally we'd have a good batch of songs or at least ideas that we go into the studio with. This time around we had a few ideas, but for the most part a lot of it was just kind of written, I don't want to say on the fly, but in the studio, kind of like as we were going along, which is new to us.
Yeah, it was more of like, for lack of a better term, like organic feeling, where you would just kind of like, oh, I have an idea for a theme of a song, and like Blind, Deaf, and Dumb, we have a song. Brandon was like, let's write a song about how people are just being kind of blind, deaf, and dumb. So we're like, cool, riff, go, lyrics, go, and everyone just kind of like split up and did our own thing, and we were done in like an hour and a half. You know what I mean?
Did that work for you guys?
And
did it
that
work
did.
well?
I mean, it worked with the same with the album title In Our Wake. That came from an idea that I had of just like, what do you, every day we have a choice and we interact with people every day. Like, am I a good person or am I a bad person? What does that leave behind? You know, and how does that affect their out? So I just wanted that to be written as a song, and then we did. It became the album title, you know what I mean? It was just kind of fun and fresh and exciting in that fashion. So,
Awesome. Yeah, we were just talking to Bert from The Used, and they've worked with John Feldmann quite a bit. You guys like working with him?
I do for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we would have worked with him otherwise.
Yeah.
Again, yeah.
Yeah, he's an interesting guy. He is just on 10 all the time, which is exhausting. But on the flip side of that, it's like kind of inspiring too. You know, a dude that age, not that he's old, but you know, to be constantly going.
He's perpetually looks like he's about 10 cups of coffees deep, and it's amazing.
Which
And
is
like
good
you said, is
for people like us to, you know, I don't want to say cracks the whip, but it's kind of like the whole overall vibe is, you know, let's get to work.
it's a whirlwind of like inspiration kind of thing. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Like we did 6 songs in 2 days, like the first 2 days we were there, which is not normal.
Yeah, that's a lot of songs.
Yeah. like recorded and everything, not like we just wrote the idea of it and had a demo. Like we finished it, so which was awesome.
Wow.
We finished like 3 weeks early, I think, for the whole record. So
Cool.
yeah.
Well, what have you guys been working on since?
Nothing.
Yeah, lots of touring. We played a lot of shows. We're working on something that'll be announced here in the next week. I think the end of this week, actually. Maybe
Anything you
Friday.
can tell us about that?
I don't know. I don't know if we can or not.
Let's not. Let's
Let's
just
not.
cover our asses and say there is something coming, but
Yeah, I don't
that's
know when
about
this
it.
is coming out. It might have already been announced by then, but yeah, it's something fun.
Okay.
This
Something
isn't.
fresh?
It's not gonna be out by Friday. So-
Okay. All right.
Okay. Cool. Well, I was reading somewhere that you guys experimented with like some hip hop sounds. You said hip hop's the biggest thing in the world, and some of it maybe made the record, and some of it didn't. How was that process? What was that like?
It wasn't really like a conscious decision. It wasn't because, oh, hip hop's huge right now, let's do that. It just kind of happened. We're very open to like just throwing ideas at the wall and see what sticks, no matter what, or you know, however outlandish the idea may be. We'll, you know, at least entertain the idea of it. And yes, and through that came some of the more like, I guess I don't want to say hip hop influence, but
Was it Do You Know Who You Are that was more the first time that we went that realm?
Yeah, kind
Because
of.
Alex's metering kind of lends to that already anyways, and his style of tempo and so
Cadence.
cadence, that's the word. Thank you. And so that worked on Do You Know Who You Are, and then we were writing the riffs for Blind, Deaf, and Dumb, which has a very like, the verses feel like 90s hip hop kind of, you know, like Run DMC sort of thing mixed with I don't know, Straight from the Path. It's a weird riff. It's a weird feel, but I think it worked for us. I think that was the song that, playing to friends before it was out, they were like, what? Like, it was kind of polarizing. Some people just didn't like it, but we loved it, so fuck off.
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, we can do more than play sick breakdowns and you know, circle pit parts. I love that stuff too, but we like to spread our wings a little bit. We're not a
No,
one-trick pony.
We, as musicians and just humans, we all have so many varied and assorted influences that, as you can tell over our career, we've gone down many paths and will continue to do so. We're not, we don't eat the same piece of pizza every day, let's put it that way.
Do you guys have any influences you think maybe we, like the average person, wouldn't be able to guess, or anything we'd find surprising?
My favorite record of all time is probably Graceland by Paul Simon. So yeah, I love like Willie Nelson and Johnny Cash and all that realm. So that's definitely not metal.
Yeah, I think Purple Rain is probably the most perfect album ever. I think in this day and age, it's pretty silly for anybody to just listen to one style of music, being that music is so easily consumed right now. Like when we were growing up, we had to actually go to record stores or borrow somebody's CD or make a dubbed tape off of said CD to get music, but now you literally just open your phone and click something and you have it right there. So yeah, in this day and age, it would be very silly for anybody to not branch out and maybe listen to stuff that they might not normally listen to.
Any hip-hop artists that you guys find particularly compelling these days?
I think
Anderson .Paak.
Yeah, Anderson .Paak is amazing. I think Kendrick Lamar is like our version of the Beatles.
Hobo
Johnson is amazing too. Yeah, I think Kendrick, not to skip over Hobo, but Kendrick to me is like, it's fucking perfect. Like what he does is so good, and it's connected to that same thing that the Beatles connected to, that same stream of consciousness or whatever you want to get to. It's like, it's real and it's him and it's honest, and it's fucking awesome for me. Yeah.
What about Hobo Johnson?
He's amazing.
Yeah, just dig him?
I don't know him personally or know anything about him, but his record is fucking awesome. Have you heard of him?
Oh yeah, I saw the whole NPR Tiny Desk concert where he kind of blew up. It was an experience.
One where it was in his backyard?
Yeah, where he's like cry rapping.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
Oh, okay.
It's in his backyard.
Yeah, I think
with
so.
The band?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It was fucking amazing.
Yeah, that thing was. Yeah, I'd never seen anything like that
Yeah.
before. I don't think so. Yeah. Now Alex had to set out a tour you guys did in Europe
Yeah.
because of some health issues. How's he feeling?
He's great now.
He's here today.
Yeah.
He's still kind of on the mend. He's got to, kind of watch what he does, but before too long, he'll be back in fighting shape.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you guys say a traveling festival like this is more or less physically taxing than just going on tour by yourselves?
Less. For me. I don't know. Because we only
Why
played
is that?
45 minutes. It's a big old stage.
As far as physical activity, I really don't think there's that much of a difference. Just like you said, the amount of time you're on stage. After about an hour and a half, you start to feel it. Especially, we're not getting younger. So, but either way, we're stoked to be still doing this and still touring, and people are actually coming to the shows still. So, yeah, we're definitely blessed on that end.
That's awesome.
It's a different feel than like on that Europe tour. We did a club in Norway that was small and sweaty, and you're playing for like an hour and 20 minutes, and you're just like done by the end of it. You know what I mean? And it's an amazing feeling. But this is like, it's a lot more high pace. We're playing the hits. We're running around on this big stage. So I feel, it's a whole different world.